Hi there, this is Ronnie Amber's Night coming at you with a video. Um, I have a brain that never shuts up, which is a good thing in some respects, in that I always have ideas, although I wish I could actually focus on one completely. It's a bad idea in other cases. Mental illness is not always your friend. In fact, very rarely is it your friend. It definitely has its downside. But recently, having refound my Revenge medieval mass battle rules, which are, in my opinion, the best medieval set mass battle rules I've ever seen, it got me thinking about doing a game set in our own medieval times. No fantasy element at all. No fantastical view, just our own. I'm thinking of starting it small and just keeping it in Britain. Now, there are a myriad of systems I could use. There really are. I could use Savage Worlds, True 20, I could use D&D, I could use Dragon Warriors, and just take out the magic. But I find myself sort of sitting between two at the moment. One is Pendragon, and the other is A Song of Ice and Fire. Now, I know Pendragon very well, I've had it for years, and I love the system, and I'm very tempted to use it, or at least part of it at least. But I really want to give A Song of Ice and Fire a go, and I like the notion of using Song of Ice and Fire, but not using Westeros, but using it in our own Britain. I think the only thing, and if anyone has played A Song of Ice and Fire, I think they'll be able to sympathise with this view. The one thing about Song of Ice and Fire's rules, which is just mind-numbingly complex, relatively speaking, is money. The money system, the monetary system in Westeros, whoever came up with that, okay, ultimately it was George R.R. Martin, but whoever said to him, "Hey George, that's a great idea, let's make a really complicated monetary system and need to be just hung, drawn, quartered and castrated." It's a nightmare of a system. It's not impossible, but it's far more complicated than, quite frankly, money needs to be. So I am rather tempted to take the monies and just use librum, shilling, and denarii, and the prices from the Pendragon rulebook, which I think will work better. It then goes into how do I do it. My initial thought, and this is where I sort of come back, get some feedback on this. I had two initial thoughts as to how to handle starting monies. Either I have a table based on status, where your status gives you a certain amount of starting monies, or you roll your status, and what you roll is your starting monies. maybe some hybrid of the two. But I'd love to hear some responses from people who have played Song of Ice and Fire. For using that system with a proper medieval setting. Nothing else really needs to change in the system. It really will just slot in nicely into sort of medieval Britain without any jiggery pokery at all. As I say, I'm not using any sort of magic. It's going to be straight up. But it's just some ideas on how you guys would handle the money. As I say, I'm either going to use a table which is, if your status is 1, you get so much, status 2, you get a bit more, status 3, more again, and so on. Or I'm going to get people to roll. And if they happen to have sort of bonus die, maybe roll them as well. Work something out that way. So I would love to hear people who have used Song of Ice and Fire, how they would handle starting monies using the old Libram shilling and denarii system.